Hello, the Wynner here. This is a follow-up video to the video I did with my son for the Daredevil draft, the first one we did. Now you guys know how the Daredevil draft works. I'd like to get a shout out to the Reserve Pool. Their podcast is actually where I learned about the format, and they gave an overview on how to play and such. If you don't listen to them, you definitely should. It's a really good podcast about Dice Masters, and they have like 3 of them: the Reserve Pool itself, the Attack Zone, and I cannot remember what the other one is, but I listened to it as well. They're all really good. Anywho, for those of you that watched my first video, I figured I'd show you what team I put together. I had a couple of edits that I didn't make that I should have. I messed up a couple of the die. A couple of them were less exciting than I thought they would be, and one was a lot more exciting, and I'll explain that now. The 2 that I decided to cut altogether was, one of the die I got wrong was Captain Marvel. She is insanely overcosted. The issue with all of the cards I got is most of them were overcosted, and it was just hard to put together a deck that would feasibly get them out on a regular basis, so I ended up cutting them. The other one that got cut was Marvel Girl. I considered maybe going the heroic route with Angel, but in the end I decided to go against that. Now, those are the 2 I cut. Let me show you the 8 that I kept. Now, I was excited when I pulled Toad dice, only because of the fact that my first deck was a Toad deck. I don't know why I decided to make this guy into my first deck, but I like the idea of forcing you to attack me even when you don't want to, and then damaging you because of it. So I went ahead and wanted to make this deck, or team, I keep saying deck, sorry, other CCGs that I used to play was all about decks. Team, I'm going to get it through my head. Alright, so this team I wanted to start with Toad and just go completely defensive, but have that some character to go over the top and just beat you by himself. So this is where I started, Toad. Whenever he's active, you have to attack me, and if he has the asterisk, which he does on 2 of the faces, I try to make sure I roll into those 2 faces. He also makes them take 2. Now, I know with some characters nowadays, that's kind of scary to make them take damage when, you know, let them have the choice, but it worked out. Alright, the next character I took was Angel, mainly because it was cheap. There was not a lot of cheap guys that I could pick from, and this was really it. Ramp was really bad for me. You'll be able to tell once I show you the basic action I chose. But the fact that he can get sidekick dice into play was an extra, letting my bag get a little less diluted with sidekick dice, so that was kind of a plus. Alright, when I learned that that die was Jocasta and not Moon Knight or whatever I said it was, I was super psyched. I quit the first time I started playing this game, right when this set came out, and everybody was talking about Jocasta, and after playing with this team and with her and forcing my opponent to attack into her, I know why. She is nuts. But she definitely did a lot of work. Alright, Vision. Vision's really just there because he's got a lot of defense. He's not 4 cost, he's at the top of what I want my defensive curve to be, but he's really good if you're going against something offensive. If my son's team was going to be offensive, then, he was going to do some work. Magneto, another guy that, okay, if he dies because he's blocking and he has good defense, if he dies, I can kind of get him back. That was kind of what I was thinking there. Apocalypse, another character that blocks, dies, comes back. Like I said, I'm trying to be defensive, but again, I didn't like his 6 cost. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get him out or not. Alright, now we're getting to the characters that I chose to be the offensive front. Once you've attacked all in, now I'm going to hit you in the face, and I'm going to hit you hard. I was going back and forth between this particular Hulk and the Hulk with Overcrush. The only difference is the cost. The Overcrushing Hulk cost 6, and I wanted to be able to actually get Hulk out. So I chose the 5 costing Hulk that can only attack alone. I got the Wolverine die, and I was super excited because I want to use Formerly Weapon 10. And then I realized I didn't have Formerly Weapon 10. Urgh. But I'm ordering it, and this is just a placeholder for it. This is definitely not the one that's going to be in the team. Alright, for my basic actions, I chose Distraction because I wanted to be able to get characters that I didn't want to deal with out of the field. If once I was forcing everybody to attack, I wanted them to be out. But I realized after playing against my son's team that this is a double-edged sword. They can pull guys out that they don't want to die, which isn't really optimal for me. So I might have to consider something different for Distraction, although I like the idea of removing something I can't really deal with. Alright, my second basic action is gearing up. Unfortunately, like I said, I have no ramp. And gearing up because I don't have polymorph and all the stuff from DC and the 2 D&D sets. It seemed like this was a little better than the Registration Act or the other one that puts them into your prep. This just seemed like more of a, okay, I'm getting the dice now, and I like that a little better. Alright, and that's my team. After me and my son played one time, and he got me pretty low, but that was thanks to his Human Torch. He used Johnny Storm, and it was pretty rough. The fact that he could distract his Johnny Storm back when I was trying to get rid of him was pretty tough. But all in all, it went well. I ended up winning just by a hair. I think he had me down to 6, which I know in Dice Masters is a lot, but if you enjoyed this video, then let me know. If you see anything, suggestions or anything, let me know. I'm open to anything. I'm going to put my son's team up too. I want him to kind of be here to help explain. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to do more for you in the future. Thanks again for watching. Bye.